All of these greens are started from seed. I didn't buy any starts from the store. I did them all from seeds. Once again, I guess I can go look at my packaging and kind of compare the photos with what's growing. I'm almost certain this is buttercrunch lettuce, but my lettuce is doing really well. I plan to come out this afternoon and harvest some because I'm going to make me a nice big salad. Hey guys, let's go harvest some of these beautiful mustard greens that you see behind me. Well, yeah, behind me. I guess they are behind me. I have two types of mustards. Let me see if I can find my tags here. I don't know. Let's see. I have broadleaf mustards, which are the ones on this side. And then I also have, let me see what these other ones are. Let me move my camera. I think I have a tag down here somewhere. Yeah, I do. There's my trusty little tag. And I also have Southern Giant mustards. So as you can see the difference, I'm gonna go ahead and pick them. And what I'm doing is I'm not gonna pull the greens up from the base. I'm gonna clip them off in hopes that I get more greens to grow. So this is the Southern Giant mustard. You can see the curly edges, almost like a kale. And these over here are really huge. Oops, I cut the wrong one. And then this is the broadleaf mustard. You can see the difference. So I will be harvesting both. So let me get started and move my camera over here where you all can see. Well, let me see here. Pushing it here, I'm gonna start here. I think I'm gonna start over here. I've got a lot of greens over here. This is ridiculous. You know what? I was gonna use these little nippers, but I'm not. I'm just gonna break them off with my hands. I think it's gonna be a lot easier for me. And my neighbor's gonna love me. Now I have a couple of them here that look at that. I'm not sure what this white is about. Where they're turning white on the edges. I'm gonna have to look that up. I'm gonna do some research on that. Find out what that means. If there's any significance to them turning white. I'm not a big mustard green person. Well, you know what? I take that back. I don't know if I am or not. I just don't typically do mustards. I normally do collards. But I decided to go ahead and do mustards. All of these greens are started from seed. I didn't buy any starts from the store. I did them all from seeds. And they're pretty clean, even though they will need to be washed. But as you can see, they're pretty clean and healthy. I don't really have any pest damage on my mustards. And I'm going to try to give her enough because I'm actually harvesting these for one of my neighbors. And I'm going to try to give her enough where she can probably cook some and then freeze some. Look at that, beautiful. These are the, what did I say? The southern, no, yeah, the southern giants. There's some down here. Give it plenty because here's another one with some blonde on it. I'm not sure what that means. You'll definitely be looking that up though. Okay, I think I have enough of the southern giants. Now we're going to work on the broadleaf. Let me show you how large this is. I don't even know if I can move the camera back so you can see how big. Look at that. Look how beautiful that is. Move my camera. That is absolutely stunning. Okay. Get some more of these. And these are not as easy to snap. This one is not so good. Oh. This one I know. These I'll put in the compost. I probably waited a little longer than I needed to harvest these greens. But I was just not in any hurry because I've got plenty of greens in my freezer. Beautiful. This has some pest damage, but it's still good. Now I find that greens straight out of the garden are so much more tender than the greens that you buy from the grocery store. Even with my collards, when I'm cooking collards, a lot of times when I buy collards from the grocery store, sometimes I have to cook them a long time before they're actually tender. But when I pull collards from my garden and take them in and cook them, I mean, those greens are done in no time, and they are very, very tender. Now, the mustards, like I said, I don't know. I've never prepared mustards from my garden, but I think I will do some this week just so I'll know. I have enough greens harvested. I think she'll be happy. Broadleaf and southern giant mustard greens. And as you can see, I still have plenty of greens left. Look at that. Look at all those beautiful greens up in there. And all of these were started from seed. Oops. I have peas as well. Don't have any pods yet. And I will also say that my greens did go through some really cold, frosty weather. We got down to, let's see, I think 30 degrees one night, and everything survived. And once again, here are my beautiful collards. They're crowded in there. When I seeded this garden bed, I did like a broadcast seeding, and then I did thin out some, but I didn't have the heart to thin out too many once they germinated. I didn't want to get rid of my greens. I thought I'd just let them all grow in together and we'll see what happens. But they are getting some size on them. I'm not going to let them get too big. Last year I did them and I grew them and I let them get extremely big. They were really good as well. I'm going to take you guys on a quick tour to show you what else I have growing in the garden. I don't have much, but I do have a couple of things. Over here, this is my broccoli bed. I seeded about 100 broccoli plants. I didn't intend on doing that many, but that's what I ended up with, and I didn't have the heart to, once again, thin out because once my plants started germinating, once they started germinating, I didn't have the heart to pull them out. I just let them grow. So I ended up with about 90 to 100 seeds or plants, and I did give a few away. So to some friends. So this is one bed. And then as we move over, as you can see, I have another bed. These beds originally, well, these beds are actually going to be reconstructed, but I figured since I already had good soil in these beds, I would go ahead and put my broccoli in here and let it grow. Once I harvest this broccoli, I will dismantle these beds and I will be doing something else with them. Over here is where I have lettuce growing. I planted this lettuce and everything was from seed. I can't tell you what's what because I lost all of my tags. Like I said, when I first seeded, I was having issues with germination. So I gave up and then things started germinating. That always happens. Whenever I give up is when stuff starts to germinate. So this is like my last bed of lettuce that I planted. And this lettuce right here, when I planted them out, they were really tiny, and I didn't think they were going to do anything. Like this one is coming up out of the ground, so I probably didn't. Well, actually, what happened over in this little bed is that when I planted out my lettuce, as soon as I planted it out, as soon as I, transplanted my lettuce, something came over here and started eating. And I suspect that it was a squirrel that decided he wanted to come and dig my lettuce bed up. So I lost some over here. But I do have some that I'm going to go ahead and put in here. But these right here were very tiny. And I wondered if they were even going to grow. But as you can see, I've got some beautiful lettuce coming in. Now, looks like something might have been digging around here. I don't know. Yesterday, I came out and I actually fertilized using the 511, the fish fertilizer. And I was so afraid that a critter was going to smell that fish and come in and start digging. because that's typically what happens. I have a possum that visits my yard quite a bit. But they didn't last night. I was surprised. Over here, this is my larger lettuce bed. And I do believe this is probably some butter crunch lettuce right here. Let me move this. It's got water standing on it. Take off the bad pieces. Look at that. Look at how beautiful that is. Once again, I guess I can go look at my packaging and kind of compare the photos with what's growing. I'm almost certain this is butter crunch lettuce. But my lettuce is doing really well. I plan to come out this afternoon and harvest some because I'm going to make me a nice big salad. And then as we move over, you can see my first garlic bed that I planted out. This is garlic that I'm pretty sure that it's garlic that I got from purchase from the grocery store. And I just pulled the bulbs apart and planted each bulb. And this is what I got. I'm concerned about this garlic over here because it doesn't seem that it's getting as much sun. As you can see, it's not as bad right now, but over here you can tell that the garlic is leaning because it's reaching for the sun. And over here, I don't think I'm getting as much sun, but I'll probably just come out and straighten them out, and so that they can go straight up. I'll just physically straighten them out. But we'll see what happens. You know, it takes garlic about 9 months. So probably in May, I'll know what's going on with the garlic. Right here, I've got some beautiful rosemary. I'm hoping that my rosemary will be okay. I actually pulled it up from the other bed that I planted the broccoli in, and I put it over here in this container, and I'll see what happens. If it looks like it's not going to do too well, I'll probably go ahead and harvest a bunch of it and dry it out and take it in the house, but it smells fabulous. Gosh, I love the smell of rosemary. Now, as we step into my greenhouse, which as y'all can see, I cleaned it out and it's starting to get messy again. So I'll be coming in here and cleaning out this week. What I have in here, I've got some old bell pepper plants that I probably should have harvested quite a while ago and did not. I got some bell peppers on there. I don't know if they're good, but we'll see. I have beautiful orange bell pepper. I still have peppers growing. Look at that. I got red peppers on here that are turning orange. Just have a bunch of stuff in here that I actually neglected because I was really planning on just cleaning all this out, taking this. I think these are some serranos that are still growing, more bell peppers. So this shows me that I can actually grow bell peppers year round in my greenhouse. Of course, I'm in Texas, so our weather has been crazy. We have had some really cold days, but I think that my bell peppers, they don't seem to mind the cold though. They just keep going. Over here, I have some onions that, as you can see, I just broadcasted some onion seeds. And this is an old, one of those pastries that I get from Costco. I keep these containers and I just seed in these containers and they do pretty well. I have onions over here that really need to be, I think this is called Walla Walla onions. Well, you know what? I think the Walla Walla onions were on this end and they didn't do anything. They didn't seem to germinate. But I have some, what I have, shallots. These are shallots right here. that I need to come in, and I actually need to separate these and up pot them. So like on this end, on this one, I have red burgundy onions. So I have red burgundy on this side, and probably on this side I have, what's that, early gold? No, it's cabbage over here. So I don't know. We'll see. Once it start growing, I'll know what it is. Sometimes that's the way I know. And this is some lemon, what's it, hot lemon peppers. I grew some, but I don't like the taste of them. So I just let them go. On this side over here, once again, I have a bunch of Brussels sprouts that are ready to be, get the roots on it. They're ready to come out of here. I don't know how many I have, but more than I need, really. I gave some away. So these will probably be planted in pots. I have a lot of pots on the other side of the greenhouse, empty pots with soil in them. So I will go ahead and amend the soil and plant out these right here. I think this is a mustard green that I think got up potted with the broccoli. So I'll probably plant it somewhere. In these buckets right here, I have more onions. Not sure what type of onions, but they're onions. It doesn't really matter to me. More onions. And these were all started from seeds. But you can see how nice and big they are. It's time for these to also be planted out. So I'll probably do that this week. And then I have a container over here that has all type of stuff in it. There's some more lettuce. I'm going to go ahead and transplant this over in my lettuce bed. I'm not sure what type of lettuce it is, but it's lettuce. I've got another broccoli right here that's ready to go out. More lettuce that's ready to go out. And a crystal white onion that's ready to go out. Here, this is my spinach. I think there are probably two varieties of spinach. I'm not sure what's what. They were started from seeds in the roll-up method. I have a couple of videos that will come out before this one showing how I seeded these. Now I transplanted them. Some of them seem like they really got some transplant shock where it's taking a minute for them to take off. So we'll see what happens. I fertilized them a little yesterday. Some of them look like they're trying to do something, and some of them, like this one, looks pretty good. But we'll just keep them in here. I'll keep babying them and see what happens. I'm hoping they'll do well. Last year I did spinach, and I did a fabulous job on spinach. I really got some good spinach, so I got hooked on it. And so I want more. As I move over to the other side of the garden where I have the greens, as you can see, I have another bed of garlic. This is also garlic from the grocery store. I just pulled it apart and planted it. It looks really, really good. And I really think this garlic is going to do better than the garlic on the other side of the garden. But we'll see. So I have an empty bed next to it in which I'm debating. I think I'm going to put onions in here. I thought about doing carrots, in which it looks like, I don't know what this is right here. I don't know if this is a carrot seed or what's in here, but it's something that's growing. I'm not sure what it is though. I don't know. Probably a seed that just flew over. So in the meantime, like I said, these are my peas. They've gone through the winter weather, and I don't have any pea pods on here as of yet. I'm going to see what happens, see if they will last throughout the whole winter and give me some peas, but they look pretty healthy. And back to the back to my mustards. I still have a lot of mustard to pull out. I have some down here, some bad ones down here that I want to pull out and put it into the compost bin. Here we go. Bad ones. My collards. Now over here, this is a neglected strawberry bed. I've neglected it, and so now it's starting to really take off. Look at that. And actually, a couple of weeks ago, I had strawberries trying to come in. But of course, we got a cold snap, so it took them away. But once I put out my green stalk, all of my strawberries will go into my green stalks. And I will probably use this bed either for onions or carrots or something. I'm not sure what yet. And over here, you know what? I'm not sure what this is. I'm not sure if this is a, oh God, what do you call it? That big, let me pull it up. Let's pull this up. Let's see what this is. What is that, y'all? I don't know. Something I planted. But anyway, I forgot what you call, oh, not shallots, but I can't think of the name right now. Anyway. Okay, that is it for my little mini garden tour. The next video, hopefully you all will see some changes in the garden. I'm going to get back here and start really working. I've been neglecting everything, just putting out what I really wanted was my broccoli and my Brussels sprouts and my onions and my garlic. Those are the main things that I wanted to focus on. So I'm going to start making changes back here so that I can make room. I'm going to shift everything around so that I can make room for my green stalks. I will do an unboxing video on all of my green stalks. I went green stalk crazy. So anyway, you all will be able to join in and watch me unbox those green stalks. And for those of you that have green stalks, you'll know what I'm talking about. Those of you that do not have green stalks, maybe this will pique your interest. I was one of those people who was determined I was not going to get caught up in the green stalk phase. But then something happened and I've got green stalks. I've got a bunch of green stalks. Y'all are going to see them. Thank you so much for tuning in. And if I forgot to mention, my name is Kim. Thank you for tuning in to Beyond Gardening Homestead. If you liked the video, please like, subscribe, share, and comment. Please, I'd appreciate it. All right, with that said, peace out. See you in the next video.